Well, hello, all you fine folks of the YouTube lands. Well, I'm actually doing an evening video today. I did some tapping this morning. I tap every day, every morning. But I'm going to do a couple videos tonight. I'm feeling pretty relaxed. I took a bath to just relax with some essential oils, magnesium. I didn't have Epsom salt, but I used magnesium glycinate powder, which just as good. You just got to try to mix it in a little better. And I'm feeling really good, real relaxed. I was like, you know what? Let's close out this night with some tapping. And I had a topic that came to mind that I thought would be great to kind of do a video on for you. So we are going to be tapping on less consuming, more creating. Less consumption, more creativity. So let that just kind of rattle around in your brain for a moment. But what I mean by that is we are so distracted in our lives today with work, family, our minds that a lot of times are worried about the future or focused on something in the past. A lot of times we're missing the present moment. But in addition to that, just look at our technology. We got TVs, movies, TV shows, all these different ways to access shows and TV, social media, our phones and tablets, and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And you might be on Instagram or Facebook or watching all sorts of stuff on YouTube or on X, scrolling, 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 consuming, dopamine, 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 right? And it's like a dopamine addiction. It keeps us hooked. The same with the news and media, watching it on TV, reading it on your phone, getting together with people and talking about all the things going wrong in the world. It's all this addiction to stress hormones, addiction to dopamine. And what happens is we don't take time out to be our true, creative, authentic selves. We're consuming more than we're creating. Every human being out there is a creative genius. We all have the authentic, genuine power to create. Create. It might be through art, it might be through videos, it might be through reading and writing and singing. It might be through thoughts and thinking, coming up with ideas. It could be just doing something you love to do, working out, exercise, sports. It doesn't have to be something artistic. It could be anything, especially when you're creating and you're letting those creative juices flow and you're coming up with something, you're creating something, you're manifesting something, right? And when you're constantly consuming, you're taking time away from being able to create. So how often are you sitting down actually creating? Even just sitting and tapping and working on yourself is a form of creativity. It allows you to be more true to yourself. It allows you to be more present. It allows you to start to create. Maybe it's eliminating limiting beliefs and pulling in the genuine, authentic, empowering beliefs that you really are. That's creative. That's creativity. That's creating. So let's tap on this. We could probably do a lot of different videos on this, but let's just start and see what happens. Let's see where it goes. Less consuming, more creativity, more creating, less consuming, more creating, right? If anything, my goal at the end of this tapping video is that you have more awareness. How much are you consuming, right? And it's okay to consume. I consume all the time too. I watch movies, I watch YouTube videos, I read books, but a lot of times, even when I'm doing these things, a lot of time it is for personal development, performance, self-improvement. I'm not saying entertainment is bad. I still watch some entertainment stuff, but I tend to create more than I consume. I think that should be the goal for all of us, because then we're living our true authentic self. We're aligning with that creativity that could bring anything we want to our lives, even things we don't even know we want. Right? So let's have fun with it. Let's do it. Maybe it'll strike a nerve with you. Maybe you'll become more creative. Maybe you'll create greatness. Let's do it, baby. Start tapping right here. If you hear snoring, that's my dog. He's about 10 feet away. All right. Even though I just realized I've been consuming more than creating. Consuming more information, entertainment, data from experiences than being creative. I love, honor, and accept myself anyway. And even though I tend to be very consumptive in all areas of my life, and I haven't been as creative, I haven't been creating the life I want, the person I want to be. And that saddens me to think about it. I'm consuming more than I'm creating. What in the world is going on here? I love, honor, and accept myself anyway. And I forgive myself for just making this realization now. Even though I've been consuming more than I've been creating, I choose to forgive myself. I choose to love and honor myself. And I choose to set myself free. All right, top of the head. I'm a consumer. Yes, I am a consumer. I go to the store and buy things. That makes me a consumer. I have social media and I scroll and get that dopamine hit, right? It feels good. I watch funny videos. I see what my friends are posting. I see what the news is, what's happening out there, what's happening around. What are people posting and talking about? Maybe I even argue with people on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm consuming. Sometimes it consumes me. Sometimes my consumption is consuming me. It's crazy how that works. Sometimes my overconsumption is actually consuming me. It's like the snake eating its tail. It's a vicious cycle that never ends. All this consumption is consuming my life. I have this life to live, and I'm spending most of it consuming, not creating, not being authentic and genuine to who I really am. That's kind of sad. I'm running this automatic consumption program that was deeply instilled in my brain. I was designed to buy things, consume entertaining, dopamine triggering content, scrolling, news, all negative. It consumes me. I consume it and it consumes me. Base of the neck. I'm consuming all of this content and it's consuming me, which leaves no time for creativity. When's the last time I was creative? When is the last time I created something? Something wonderful, something beautiful, something fun? When's the last time I created something that maybe I didn't even consider beautiful or fun? Maybe it was terrible. I created it, so therefore it is beautiful, regardless of how I judged it later. When's the last time I was truly creative? Creatively expressing myself from the inside out. Expressing who I really am. When was the last time I was being true to my authentic self? Really expressing myself. Creating who I am. Expressing it outward. And when was the last time I consumed? When's the last time I just kept scrolling, consuming, watching how much consumption is happening in my life? And why am I allowing there to be more consuming and less creating? It's sad and scary to think that I am giving in and giving my power away to other people's creativity, excessively consuming what they're putting out there to their benefit. What am I getting out of it? Yeah, I get some dopamine hit, right? Feels good for a moment. Then I got to do it again the next moment. And then I got to do it again the next moment. Am I really just chasing dopamine? Is that why I'm doing all this consumption and consuming? What about creativity? What about true creativity that really lasts, long-term gratification? True consumption is consuming me, whereas true creativity is expressive for eternity. I have the ability to control my thoughts, which will allow me to control the way I feel. I have the ability to cultivate that which I desire in my mind through visualization, meditation, EFT, journaling, to focus on what I want, to create what I want from thought alone. Whether it's something huge, a life goal, something big and incredible that I want to manifest, or even something small, like writing a love letter to my significant other. Why have I not been expressing this creativity more, being true to who I am and expressing it in any way it shows up? Because it doesn't matter how it shows up. I can express my creativity in any way it decides to show up because it'll be beautiful. It'll be me. So it's time to make an adjustment here. From this point forward, I choose to consume less, create more. Consuming less and creating more. I choose to consume less and create more from this point forward, aligning with who I really am, aligning with my true inner nature of being the creative genius that I am. In body, mind, heart, and spirit, baby. Deep breath in through the nose. Hold it. And let it go. Deep breath in through the nose. Hold it. Let it go. Feeling good, baby. Feeling good. Okay. Hopefully you feel pretty good. And from this point forward, I want you to be more aware of those consumption activities. And every time you find yourself doing it, don't judge yourself. It's not inherently bad. It's not inherently good. It's thought that makes it so. But are you being true to who you are? Are you looking at something because you're bored? Well, what's that boredom really generating from? What's the true nature of the boredom? If you're bored, that means you have time. If you have time, then you can create, you can work on creating, no matter how that shows up. So be more aware of where you're overly consuming too much, getting consumed by the information, the content, the data, this, that, and the other thing. Let it all go. Be true to yourself and create more. Consume less. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. All right, we'll see you.